welcome to our Teach 2030 workshop for November. Can you believe it's nearly the end of the year? Can't quite believe it. I am absolutely delighted today to be joined by Najilafak. Najilafak is our Teach 2030 Cameroon ambassador, and she is going to be taking most of this workshop. I am going to have an easy time today and let her do all the talking. It's going to be on growth mindset and using language to encourage learning. We're going to have a look specifically at defining growth mindset, fixed mindset, attainment, ability, lots of different things, examining the impact that your language has on your learners. So as teachers, we are very influential, and then also reflect on how to change your language so it is more growth. So I'm going to hand you over to Najilafak, and thank you so much, Najilafak. I'll let you take it from here.
Thank you, Alex. We'll start by defining growth and fixed mindset. In a nutshell, the fixed mindset is when we think we fail and we give up. We stick to what we know, we won't bother trying, we'll never be able to do it. We keep saying, I am not as clever as him, I am either good at it or not, I am not good at maths like my brother. That is a whole nutshell what fixed mindset is all about. On the other hand, for the growth mindset, there are phrases like, we think when we fail, we can learn. So my efforts and attitudes decide how much I learn. We always need to rethink and not give up. Mistakes are proof that I am trying. I can do this for now. Instead of giving up, I will try it another way because I can train my brain. That's all what the fixed and the growth mindset is all about. Thank you, Alex.
So thank you so much. That's wonderful. Now, Najilafak is talking about fixed and growth mindsets. We also have these two other words, ability and attainment. So if we believe in our students having ability, that's actually very fixed. It's very limiting. So we can and can't do something. Where if we believe in attainment, we actually believe in the room for growth and the idea that students can progress further. So we try and use that language of attainment rather than the language of ability. So that's really important, because if you say words like this to your students, what do you think the impact will be? Feel free at any point to type into the chat and we will read out your messages, okay? So if you say this to your students, how do you think they might feel? They won't be able to do this. That child is a slow learner. Their writing is always poor quality. They are just like their brother. He couldn't do maths either. They are in my low ability group. How is that going to make them feel? Now, feel free to type in the chat at any point. If you're not typing in the chat, I'll absolutely talk it through with you. But I would personally, if I'm compared to my brother, and my brother is clever and could do maths, or the opposite, he couldn't do maths, that would make me feel really substandard as a human being. It would make me feel like I can't do anything and I can't ever achieve in life. And that's because we're using the language related to ability rather than the language related to attainment. So we're going to try and work our way through that now. So Najilafak is going to talk you through this a little bit more.
Okay, we got two scenarios here that might occur in our classroom. For the first scenario, a teacher is introducing a new topic to a year 8th class of students in science, for example, the subject I teach. The teacher gives an activity for the students to write down the molecular formula of sodium hydroxide and hydrogen chloride. The student tries writing the molecular formula for sodium hydroxide for the first time and got it wrong. Teacher starts by saying, science is not meant for everyone. You are either good at it or not. Another student stands up to ask a question for better understanding, and when clarification of what the teacher had said, the teacher responds to the student by saying, I don't like to be challenged. I stick to what I know. Close your mouth and sit down. I think these words are so demotivating, really. They are really so demotivating. If a teacher could say this to a student, means this teacher has a fixed mindset. So it's trying to pull the students into the fixed mindset. So the teachers have a very big role to play as concerning the mindset in a classroom, especially that of transforming the mindset of their students. In another way, a teacher too can also train the students to have a fixed mindset. So everything stems up from the teacher. The students may leave home with a growth mindset, and the teacher pushes the student to have a fixed mindset because the teacher also has a fixed mindset. So we should be very careful with the type of languages or the type of phrases we use with our learners in the classroom. Okay, let's move now.
Before you do, Najila, I'm just going to read you a couple of comments. Philip from Nigeria says sometimes a language creates a double burden on their learning. And he says that they're learning the language as well as learning other students using the language that they're still struggling with as a medium of instruction. So and then Hugh has also said our language influences how receptive our students would be in the learning environment. The language of attainment is important. So we've had a couple of comments there for you, Najila, and thank you so much for those comments. Yeah, they're super comments and we completely and utterly support what you're saying. So thank you. Okay, sorry, back to you, Najila.
Let's move now to the second scenario. After completing a science assessment, a student receives low scores. The student feels frustrated and defeated, saying, I cannot believe that I spent the whole night studying just to get an F in science. This means this subject is not for me. The teacher intervention. Teacher encourages the learner to know that no score is permanent, saying you can train your brain. Instead of giving up, you will try it another way. It is always difficult to rise without falling because it is just a level of your attainment for now, not your abilities, because we really depend on the abilities of our students and not their level of attainment. So let's not mix up those two terms.
Thank you so much, Najila.
Let's give chances to our students to express themselves and to challenge our opinion during lesson because it helps them develop critical thinking skills.
Yeah, absolutely. Chenui Emmanuel says, sorry if I pronounce your name incorrectly, language is key, be it learning language or language of the subject, be it verbal or facial. You've also got a comment off Facebook off our CEO, Betty, who says, thanks, Najila. She's really pleased that you're doing such a fantastic job, which you really are, Najila. You're absolutely right. Language is key, be it learning language or language of the subject, verbal or facial. You're absolutely right. Thank you so much. So a little task for you now. Your turn. These are the sorts of phrases that you might use in your classroom. So we've got 5 of them. You don't have to do them in order. You don't have to do any if you don't want to. You can do one if you would like to. So here are some examples. Fixed mindset. Carmel won't be able to do this equation. So we could change that from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset by saying, Carmel can't do this the equation yet. Even just that tiny word of the word yet shows that you believe that she will attain. So your other examples, Helena is not clever like her sister. No, Patrick, you did the diagram wrong. Precious, you are a slow learner. My low ability English group will never be able to complete that writing task. Can you change any of those? Let's see what you can do. We'll give you a couple of minutes. It's really easy to fall back on those sorts of phrases in class. But as Najila has absolutely explained, this is not going to do much for the confidence of our learners. And this is not language that we should really be using in class because it's not going to help anybody. So feel free. Betty has said on Facebook, language is so important. Absolutely. So I'll give you a couple of minutes, see whether you can just do 1 or 2, however many you want to. Can you change those to growth mindsets? Let's see what you can do. Take your time. There's no rush. We promise you a 15-minute workshop, and we're still making that promise. I'll give you about 30 seconds. Feel free to type. Helena has the potential to do even better than her sister. You're right, Matilda. I personally wouldn't compare the siblings at all. I've got 2 brothers and I get frustrated when I get compared to my siblings. So I think it's great to say that you've taught somebody's brother or sister, because I think it makes them feel more comfortable in the classroom. Absolutely. But I think you're absolutely great using those words like potential. That's a brilliant word, Matilda. But personally, I probably wouldn't even do any comparison at all to a sibling. I think it can be a bit demotivating. But yes, the word potential. And even she has the potential to do even better than she is now. I think that's the key. Absolutely. Any others? Thank you for contributing, Matilda. That was great. Great that you contributed. We'll give it 10 more seconds. So we've gone through the second one. I'm going to give you some phrases in just a minute if somebody does something wrong. So I'll miss that one out for now. Precious, you are a slow learner. I think we should avoid using those sorts of words altogether. Okay. If someone takes their time with a task, that's not necessarily a bad thing either. So it's almost as if we are critiquing their pace, which is also a bad thing, because ultimately, if they're working towards a goal, then that's a good thing. My low ability English group will never be able to complete that writing task. Well, I've had low ability English groups. I would never ever dream of saying that to them at all. You're right, in terms of ability and attainment, it's really hard because some of the schools do sets, don't they? And some people have top sets and bottom sets. But it's not about them never being able to complete a writing task. It is up to me as a teacher to push them to complete writing tasks, because I believe that they're going to be able to do the tasks that I'm setting. So we need to set those goals. Helena may not be at the same level with her sister yet, but she can do better. Yeah, again, remember what we're saying about it might be even better to not compare the siblings at all. Okay, so it might just be that you don't even mention this. Oh, I taught your sister, Helena. What a lovely family. And that's it. And then we're talking about attainment. We're not going to compare them at all. I think it's very hard when you're comparing 2 siblings. Okay, so it's probably, I would avoid it altogether. So what do we do if we're getting a bit stuck with our language? Well, what we can do is buy ourselves a little bit of time. Okay, so if a student does something wrong and we're thinking, oh my goodness, I would like to use a phrase such as, that's wrong. No, that's wrong. How can we buy ourselves a touch of time to get the right phrase? Well, you can ask them a question, is a good place to start. Okay, if you're thinking, how have they got there? This is so wrong. What do I say? You can ask them a little question. Yeah, Matilda, try it again. That's a really good one for growth mindset. Try it again. You can also say, well, how did you work out that answer? And what you actually might find is that they have done some of the process right, but they've got to the wrong answer. So then you can praise the process, even if you're not praising the answer. Well, that's really good that you tried to do this, but how could you then do this instead? So if you work out how they've tried to get to the right answer, it's going to help. Okay. Other word phrases. Who agrees or has a different opinion? So somebody else might say their answer, which may then be more what you're leaning towards, when you can work from there without putting someone down. Okay. How could you make it even better? Can you tell us what you did? Cornelia has said, that's a good try. Who can help her? That's a lovely phrase. Absolutely. Okay, that's a really nice thing to say. Anybody else? Anybody else got any others that they are looking at? Please feel free to type in. Okay. So I think now's a good time. We are just getting to I'm not going to keep you loads longer because it's 20 minutes now. How else can you put that? That's a really nice phrase to use as well. Absolutely. So a really nice phrase is how can we put that? I'm going to just show you how to sign up to our Teach 2030 courses whilst you're still thinking about your growth mindset phrases.
It is very simple to create your Teach 2030 account and choose the course that is right for you. You open up teach2030.com and visit the website. You click on the menu bar at the top and choose Teachers to explore the courses that we have. When you decide which course you would like to do, you have a look and I think, okay, I'd like to start planning lessons to reach all learners. I click Learn Today. This will take me to more information about this course. Is it right for me? Read the course objectives, have a little look at the course content, and then I think, yes, this is what I'd like to do. Part 1 of all our courses is free, so I click Take this course. You will then be asked to create your account. You can see planning lessons to reach all learners is in the basket. If you have a discount code, you would apply it here, but you do not need one for part 1 of any course, and then proceed to checkout. Here you enter your name. Make sure it is something that you will remember, so don't use a nickname that you might forget. Then here you enter your address. And then your email. Here you then enter your username. So again, make sure that you use a name that you are going to remember. And then you will be asked to create your own password. Make sure again it's something that you can remember, although it is possible to reset your account at any time. You then click Place Order. And your account will be created. You've now logged in. It says your name here, the courses that you can access. You click on the course, you can get started straight away learning with Teach 2030.
Okay, so all of this content from today comes from the growth mindset course. I'm going to let Najila consolidate all of our learning today.
In a nutshell, the growth mindset is when learners believe they can learn and achieve. It is our responsibilities as teachers to promote growth mindset in our learners. This language must be appropriate for the needs of the learners. Be brave, ask for feedback on your own teaching from your peers. Remember that you are showing a growth mindset by attending our TPD workshop. Also, do not forget to use the code NA Cameroon to take part 2 of any of our Teach20 courses. I'll be waiting for you there.
Najilafat can't wait for you to use her code, so write that down if you need to. Okay, make sure you write that down and use her code, because this is her workshop. All right, now thank you so much for joining us today. If you enjoyed it, you can take our courses, as Najilafat explained, attend our 15-minute workshops live on Facebook, which we are now, and emails, and you can join our newsletters. I'm going to say that I think there's a few people that actually might want to speak. So what I will do is say this is the end of the workshop. And if you want to stay and have a chat with us, then I'm going to, it is now, I think 25 past, something like that. So we've gone a little bit over. Do feel free to leave the workshop now. But if there is something that you would like to say, I think there's probably a few people who do want to talk. Do feel free to put your hand up, and I'll come to you, and you can absolutely have a conversation with us. But this is the end of the official workshop. So if you've had enough and want to leave, you've not got enough data to stay or so forth, do please feel free to leave. We have got a few people with their hands up, so I'm going to let them talk, if that's okay with you, Najilafat, if you're okay for time.
Yeah, I'm okay with time.
Brilliant. Okay, let's go for our first person. Is it Chenwi? Okay, so go for it.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm Chini Emmanuel from Cameroon.
Hi, Chenwi.
I'm glad to meet us all on this platform. I actually took the course on growth mindset, and I found it very interesting. One thing I loved about the course is plan of action, the aspect of plan of action.
Oh, brilliant.
Yes, I had to make a plan of action every morning for the week, and then every day I come, plan of action for the day, and it actually worked so much. And that turned out to change the way my activities used to go. I no longer have days that I get so stressed at the end, but I felt comfortable carrying some activities to the next day when I cannot absolutely finish them. I learned that it was okay for that to happen. And those that I could finish them, I finished them on time and appropriately. So I actually love mindset, and I recommended it to many other persons.
Oh, we're so
Thank
pleased.
you.
That's so lovely to hear, Chenwi. Thank you so much for such wonderful feedback. Thank you so much. Okay, Tandy, you've got your hand up. Thank you, Chenwi.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. Hello, Alex.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
I'm sorry that my picture is not that nice now. When I just
Don't
got
worry.
home.
Not a problem.
Yes, I just got home. South Africa is busy with the national exams, and I'm monitoring a lot of schools, so I'm so tired. I just got this invitation now. I opened my emails and I got it now. I joined late. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
Yes, though I have done a few of the courses. I think right now I'm at 7 certificates, and I've tried to put so many things into action. You know, growth mindset for me, it's about speaking in a positive way, you know, to the teachers, to the children, and so forth. And that has worked with me. We normally take for granted, you know, how we speak, how it affects the next person. We don't even think about it. But through growth mindset, it has made me to just tap into my conscience that it's important to speak positively, because it goes a long way. And I'm glad with a lot of courses, you know, I've grown, because now I've moved from being just a teacher in the classroom. I'm now a teacher of teachers. So it says, you know, I'm able to spread a lot of Teach2030. You're going to be having a lot of teachers coming in, because we are busy under Warwick in Africa, you know, pushing Teach2030, and it definitely is working for us. I don't want to say, however, I'll just say, I tried the course of reaching all learners, I think with
Planning,
I think
yeah,
it's
planning lessons.
yes, I went through it at first. I think the first part, I felt that it was more of an introductory. I don't understand. Yeah, more of an introductory, because I think in my mind, I thought it was going to go straight, into lesson plans and all that, but I just saw that it was more of an introductory. Then when I completed it, I thought I was going to have a test, because normally that's what happens. But it said I needed to do part 2. When I tried to go to part 2, it said this one was not paid for. I think I needed to pay $5 or something like that. And imagine I have already started there, and you can just imagine that emotionally I'm up there. So
Candy,
I don't know.
you can use Nagilafax code. So you can use, if you just put in NA Cameroon, it's completely free.
Oh, I can still use that.
You can use the
Cameroon.
Nagilafax code. Yeah, NA
think
Cameroon. You can also use, at the minute, our part B courses, our code Teach2030 is still working for the minute. So you can either type it, so you can type in NA Cameroon and use Nagilafax code. You can also use Teach2030. So you can absolutely access it.
Okay, thank you so much, Alex.
That is our pleasure. A lot of our part 1s are more introductory, and like you said, you expected the depth of the knowledge, the really nitty-gritty stuff, and that comes in the part 2s. But you can use Nagilafax code, and Nagilafax, do feel free to come in at any point. I know I'm talking Nagilafax, but you can use her code. Okay.
Okay, the high cap NA, and I thought, I did not capture it because
all lower caps.
I was so flustered.
All lower caps. NA Cameroon, all lower caps.
Okay, NA Cameroon, all lower caps. Thank you so much. I'm a bit flustered. Pleasure. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. You found out now you can use the code, so that's all good.
Thank you so much. Hope to join more of the 15 minutes, small bites. Thank you so much.
We'll see you next month at December the 14th, I think it is. Our pleasure. Okay, Matilda.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Thank you, Tandy.
All right. I just wanted to say I'm so happy to attend this meeting. I've been receiving notifications, but unfortunately I didn't pay much attention to it. Then I started going through the recordings of the meetings, and I found that there are quite interesting things there, and I've been learning a lot. So today I just said, okay, I just came from class. I said, let me attend and see the thing. So I wanted to know is about the certifications, and I think somebody has said something, so I wanted to find out, do you do, because I normally attend webinars for Cambridge, and after every training there's a certification that is given. So I wanted to know how it is done with the Teach2030.
So you get a certificate at the end of every course. So when you complete a full course, you then get a course certificate. We're not doing certificates off workshops at the minute, only because they're so short that we don't feel like a certificate after doing 15 minutes of TPD is quite enough. But if you do
how can I start from the beginning, for me to do the full course?
So all you need to do is, if you go to teach2030.com, so I'll get it up for you now and just show you. If you go to teach2030.com, you can just sign in and use the course. So you literally type in teach2030.com like this, and then you can just go to our courses, go to teachers, and then you can pick whichever course you want to. Remember, you can use
the whole video. Right.
Okay, so start with the part 1 and then move through to part 2 by putting in the Nagilafax code, the NA Cameroon, and it will be free. And then once you've done a course, so what we focused on today is growth mindsets, and then if you go to growth mindsets and then do part 2, you'll then get your course certificate at the end of that.
Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I can put my email address into the chat now. So if you've got any questions, you can email me. Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
That's a pleasure. Okay, let's go to Hugh, and then I think we'll close the meeting. Okay, Hugh, go for it.
Hi, greetings. I
How are
must say
you?
that
Hello.
I must say that I am really encouraged by the Teach 2030 platform. I have done the growth mindset teaching program, the growth mindset teaching course. And I want to say that the content is not only applicable in education, while I use in education a lot, but I see it as content that is relevant for general success in life. As a matter of fact, I've been using that in many social settings. And I remember even before I traveled to Bahamas to teach for 1 month, I taught a class here in Guyana. And the first day I opened it using the positive language, and I said to the learners in the room, well, they were adult learners, and I said that you guys have a far way to go. I said, many of you sitting in this room would exceed me. And I understand that, because that is my duty. That is my calling, to teach you to maximize your potential and be the best you can be. And before I actually get into teaching the technical content, one of the adult learners, and he was a university student also, he said to me, sir, that would have made my day above and among all the things that I came to learn, that was the most important thing that I wanted to hear. So I want to say to us all that using the positive language really and truly sets the atmosphere for learning. And if we're going to be using a lot of negative language and demeaning language, it causes a barrier between the learning, the teacher, and the dispensing of information from the teacher to the learner. So I am really happy about the Teach 2030 courses and the impact that it is making on education globally, because it is changing the entire educational landscape, where students are more open-minded to learn, and the benefits of the Teach 2030 content is being reflected in the social settings too, not only in education, but generally in the home, in the streets, and in the communities. So we are not even measuring the total impact when we measure just what happens in the classroom. We need to also add to what happens in the classroom, what happens on the street, what happens in the communities, what happens in the villages. So I'm excited about Teach 2030 courses and the impact that it is having on our entire world.
Oh, thank you, Hugh. What a lovely thing to say. We're so pleased. It's really lovely to hear from you. And Hugh is actually going to be co-hosting the next workshop, I believe. So that's going to be on the 14th of December, I think, with Priya. So if you want to join and hear more from Hugh, that would be a really good opportunity. Thank you, Hugh. That's wonderful. Okay, I think everybody's said everything. So if anybody doesn't have anything else, I'm going to say a massive thank you to Najilafak. You have been amazing as a co-host, and thank you for all of your time and hard work and effort. You've been fantastic.
Thank you very much, Alex, for co-hosting with me. Thank you, everyone, for joining us in our workshop.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you next month. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a great rest of the day. Thanks for your time. Bye. Bye.